I find it very difficult to define words like this by a dictionary. I prefer quotations because I think quotations capture the meaning of a word in life and essence. I saw this quote online, what values mean. Values are not like public transport. They don't take you from point A to point B in your life. They are here to help you define who you are. And Malaysians' values help us define who we are. Again, when I look at Malaysia, okay, sometimes we notice the things in this country are not going so well. I see a lot of unwanted pregnancies, teenage baby dumping, I see a lot of smash debt, I see a lot of robberies, I see a lot of crime. Do I act about it? No, I just complain about it. Not much. But we need to change that. See, I realize Malaysia is currently going through a dark time. But I read this quote online which gave me hope. In the darkest of the night, can you find the brightest of stars? I said in my semi-final speech, when I said similar things in this, I said something, it is the darkest of shadows which bring life to an image, because the shadows is what give a picture its depth and beauty. And only by acknowledging our past can we appreciate our future. So, I go on, I think about Malaysia. As I was preparing for this speech, I was wondering what can I talk about. And I heard recently this testimony from a lady who went for the Bersih rally. Throughout her whole life, she had never mixed with other races. She just kept to herself. She never experienced what it means to be a Malaysian. But she said in the testimony that when she was at the Bersih rally, for the first time in her life, she felt the true Malaysian spirit. I was so touched by that. Then I asked myself, what is the Malaysian spirit? What are Malaysian values? How do you define them? I see. What do I see? I see Malaysians going to the mama, complaining how oily the food is, and then continuing to I see, imagine if Olympics came to Malaysia, what would we win? We win durian eating competition. It's amazing. Malaysians are very resilient people. When earthquakes happen in other countries, everybody's crying, oh, I lost my house, I lost my family. Earthquakes happen in Malaysia, did you feel it? Did you feel it? This incredible ability to adapt to situations so well. But at the same time, I think Malaysia is full of these beautiful ironies and all these contradictions that only Malaysian people can understand. When there's a no U-turn sign, you U-turn. I love this one I read online. When foreigners come to the country, you immediately tell, hey, go to the KLCC, the Twin Towers. It's so tall, the view is amazing. I have never been there in my life. I'm proudly telling because I'm a Malaysian and I can. So, it's interesting. Of course, jokes aside, when you look at the deeper things, if you separate all our cultures, by themselves they can't do much. When you bring them together, I tell you form Malaysia. And Malaysia is a beautiful amalgamation of cultures, customs, creed, religions, races, people. But the problem is sometimes we have boundaries like racial barriers, racial boundaries. And I discovered this amazing way to break down the barriers is through language. I acted on this problem, how to break down these boundaries, how to break down these barriers. Language. I can speak English. Saya boleh cakap bahasa Melayu. Wawai cang iten baik, konjum Tamil pesne. I noticed throughout my life being able to speak this language, addressing people in language that I'm comfortable with, I tell you, breaks down every barrier, No more are they afraid of you, no more are they angry at you. They will communicate with you. People are always looking for symbol of unity in Malaysia, isn't it? Food lah, drink lah, animal lah, flower lah. Hello, symbol of unity, look no further. Seriously, once you see my hair, cannot look further. I notice the races in this country are unite because of hair, The Malays will say, wow, power. Indians say, hey, macha, good hairstyle, macha. Chinese say, real or not, very beautiful. Very good. Now, last but not least, the last point I'll quickly wrap up with this amazing inspiration story that I heard from two Malaysian boys. How many of you take public transport here? I do a lot. If you've noticed at the Kelana Jaya LRT station, there are no chairs. People sit there waiting for half an hour, 45 minutes for buses to come. It's hot, it's dusty, it's very hard to sit on the dirty floor, sit on the chair, sit on the grass. These two boys, they saw the problem. They acted on it, they built 6 chairs free of charge, put them there and said, free sitting. At first people suspicious, they said, you can't make any change. Then they advocated, they signed up online petition, online forms. They got in 1 month the municipal city council to put chairs for them. I was so inspired. I thought that is what Malaysian value is. My IC says Indian, but my heart says Malaysian.
By the time I finish this speech, another 2,000 people around the world will now have access to the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Richard Stevenson, and I stand here today to tell you a little bit more about tapping the creativity of youth through the Web 2.0. What is creativity? Creativity is wearing shiny silver shoes to a public speaking competition. No, I'm just kidding. Creativity refers to the originality of an individual, the way they put that forward. So, how does the World Wide Web, or Web 2.0, help the youth bring out their creativity? Can we really harness creativity through the internet? Yes, we can. You see, the internet serves as a platform for the youth to express themselves and to be who they want to be. However, it is interesting to note that in the past it wasn't always like this. The times really have changed. For example, if you go to your friend's house in the past, you compliment them and you say, "Hey, this is a really nice house." But what about today? "Hey, can I get your Wi-Fi password?" It's almost like we have a sense of belonging to the internet. But that raises an interesting point. Are we, the youth, really utilizing the internet to its maximum potential? Take Google Earth, for example. Google Earth is one of the most powerful softwares on the internet, allowing you to pinpoint any exact location on the face of the planet. And what do? We look at the roof of our house. That, to me, seems like a lack of creativity. However, that being said, there have been a numerous number of ingenious and brilliant ideas for simple problems. I'm sure you've all heard of this common phrase. There's an app for that. And truly, there is an application for nearly everything in our daily lives. What most people don't know is that most of these apps have been created by the youth. What if you're cooking for friends, but you don't know how to cook? There's an app for that. What if you're stranded in the middle of the ocean and you don't know the first thing about survival? There's an app for that. What if petrol prices went up by 20 cents for no reason? Moving on swiftly. When I read this topic, tapping the creativity of youth through Web 2.0, one word jumped out at me. Web 2.0. Was there a Web 1.0? Yes, in fact there was. If you think about it, Web 1.0 is similar to a brochure. It hands you information. Web 2.0, however, allows you to interact with this brochure. So that got me thinking, we have a Web 1.0. We have a Web 2.0. Is there a Web 3.0? Well, hypothetically, in the future, a Web 3.0 scenario is where every single person is connected to one another through the internet. It's amazing, isn't it, how far we've come over time. The advancements we've had in technology. What if we didn't have Web 1.0? What if we didn't have Web 2.0? What if time just stopped? What if we didn't have the internet? No Web 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Where would our creativity go? I'll tell you where. Nowhere. It would remain pent up inside us, waiting for someone to let it out. You see, inside each and every one of you here today, there is an untapped goldmine of creative potential. And the internet is the key to unlocking that potential. In conclusion, can the youth really extract creativity from the internet? Yes. Undoubtedly, indefinitely, and infinitely so. The only thing brighter than my laptop screen is my future. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Another 2,000 people around the world now have access to the internet. And with that I say, thank you.